Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. Today's show is Talking Heads, and I'm an expert presenter in today's topic. Before I tell you what the topic is, I want to give a very warm welcome to our viewers joining here for the very first time from E360 TV. We are in partnership with E360 TV for this particular show. And a very warm welcome to new people that have joined us on our platform, USA Global TV and Radio. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are truly a global channel, and I'm here from the UK, and it is 5 p.m. in the UK and midday Eastern time, and all sorts of times during the night and other parts of the world. Our topic today is a very sensitive one, and I want you to bear with me because it's wide and it's big, and I'm taking a small section of it. It's part of the Mind and Body Connection series, and our topic today is called Shocking Reasons Why Guys Pull Away After Sexting. I look forward to sharing more with you as we go on. So let's begin. Even though I have done a show already on sexting, I felt that it was incumbent for me to start with a quote in terms of a definition. And this time I've chosen a different definition from Child Rescue Coalition. And they say, sending and receiving or forwarding sexually explicit messages, photographs or videos, primarily between mobile phones. It may also include the use of a computer or any other digital device. And this is from the Child Rescue Coalition. Even though today I'm not specifically looking at children, even though it is a huge aspect of behaviours that go on for young people, teenagers and tweens, I'm actually looking at the behaviours of why guys retreat, why they pull away after sexting, which can be also related to young people as well as adults. But I'm specifically looking at the behaviours behind what happens and why it happens. So perhaps they might be emotionally unavailable. So Natasha Adamo says, emotionally unavailable men, he will always be incapable of having a genuine emotional connection with anyone, himself being the first on the list. So let's dig a little deeper into this particular reason for the behavior as to why he's retreating back, why he's letting go and pulling back from you. It is because when somebody has been sexting and he is in the space of literally releasing, so he has had what he needs and he has ejaculated, and so he has got off essentially in what he needs physically, there will be then a resistance to go into a conversation of any description. So it's almost like he disappears. And it's not anything that you did, it's because emotionally there is an imbalance with the physicality of the release, the ejaculation, versus how he emotionally feels. And we're going to dig into these emotions as this talk goes forward. But this is where it's a physical act of release, which is a release of the adrenal gland, testosterone. So most men have to release this to get a release of energy and a feeling of frustration released. But then it has a knock-on effect of not leaving them feeling very good. So this is physical, not emotional. Now let's look at why he might be unemotionally available. If he's not available emotionally, it's because there's other things going on in his life that are taking precedence in terms of what he's focused on. There might be all sorts of reasons for the fact that he's not there emotionally. Now, the emotions reside in the second chakra, which is where the sexual energy resides. And so when there's a release of testosterone and a release of the person getting off, so a release of semen, ejaculation, what happens is that the physical body is complete, but that leaves the person feeling emotionally inept. And so then there is, for a man, particularly a cleanup, but then for the woman, having been in that sexting experience, there is silence. And it's how you cope with that silence. Why is he pulling back after sexting? It could be that he is already in a committed relationship. It could be the reason that he doesn't pick up the phone and have an audio call with you, because there may be children or another person in the room or in the environment of the home where he doesn't want to be heard. And when you're sexting, it is specifically texting. And so there is no audio conversation to be heard by another person in the property, in the home. And so it can be that if he's a very busy person and he's working, it could be that he's preoccupied on his phone, but the person in his life doesn't know what he's preoccupied with. And so if he is already in a committed relationship, and maybe there are children around, he has to stay quiet. And so sexting, so literally texting, is much easier for him. And it is also a less channel for commitment. It is a smaller distribution of commitment, and where he gets what he needs, and he stays in secrecy. It's the fact that he's not calling you and he's not having any voice connection with you, that has to be something that you would question if you're the woman in that relationship. Now, I'm not saying that it's wrong or right. I'm saying that if you are happy in that sexting relationship with no conversation apart from the sexual sexting, there has to be a compromise of whether that is what you're looking for, or indeed you're looking for something else. But it could be that he's pulling away because he's already in that committed relationship and he's feeling uncomfortable about the act that's just happened. Is he married to his work? Many successful men that run very, very busy businesses, and what I mean by this is people that are award winners, that are successful in their career and their work and their occupation in their own right. They are the go-to person. They are the person that has all the answers, that does well, and that is award winning. These people will stand out and they are admired by men and women, and the people that work for them and the people that work with them. They are also admired by the people that interact with them in terms of their work or occupation. But what we see on the surface is success. We see the man has everything. We see the man has the money, the fame, the awards, the opportunity. He might have very good looks. He might be charming. And at the same time, he is charming and has the ability of charisma because of his success. But let's look at what's underneath that success. There's a lot of hard work. There's a persistence in achieving the goals and the deadlines and the things that he's committed to doing. There could be late nights in terms of his working commitments, early mornings. There could be criticism that this person is having to deal with, doubts. There's a lot of sacrifice that this person is having to deal with in order to keep the success succinct and top of mind for not only his clients, but also for everyone that has any interaction with him. So from his business and occupational perspective, he will be a superstar, a really successful person. Underneath that success, there will be a lot of sacrifice, discipline, and sometimes failure and a lot of risk taking. And this can make him almost appear that he's married to his work. And because he's constantly in his work in order to backpedal and achieve the success that he has sustained. And in order to sustain success in an ongoing and a continuing way, the person that is married to his work will always keep going one better, achieving more, another award, another excellence, another standard, another happy client, another happy customer. They will always strive. And to that end, this person will appear very attractive and very charming to anybody that is working with him or has any association with him. So if he is married to his work, this means that he will have an overriding experience of success, results in his work and occupation. But when he goes into his personal life, because he has considered that his work is a topmost priority to him, he will then struggle in his private life. And what I mean by his private life, I don't just mean the intimacy, the intimate relationship that he's in. It could also include friendships, relationships with family, friends, anything that's social, because he will have such success because he is working from the mind. He's working from all the logical things up here in the mind. And there's not a lot of emotion in managing a stream of success. It's only when you get into the emotions that things start to go wrong. And in the person's personal life, this is where he will struggle, because when you're in the mind and constantly working to achieve results, it shuts down the feelings and emotions. And so then you're striving for the success through the mind. Now, when you are in that space, there is a disconnect with the feelings and emotions. There is a disconnect with the self. And so everything will feel like it's work, and there is no time almost to play. And so the person that is sexting is snatching at moments that he is feeling he needs to escape from the persecution of his success, the persecution of needing to perform in every possible way that he feels that he has to perform. And so this is a way of a bit of light release and relief for him, so that he can feel different, connected. But actually, it's a physical disconnection when he is sexting. So this person, although successful and highly intelligent, a lot of people that are in high levels of success, especially if they are men, they will struggle in their personal lives and their personal relationships. And what will happen is that they will move towards where they're getting the accolades and the rewards, which is they will move towards more focus and concentration in their work, because that's where they're getting the accolade, the joy, and the success. And when they go into their personal lives, even if it is with family, siblings, parents, it's always more difficult for them, and they will see everything as task focused and feel very, very responsible in those tasks that they see that they have an obligation to achieve and to deliver on. And so everything becomes a focus for work. Now, this is very key as to why the guy is texting, sexting, because he doesn't have the connection. When he's in the mind, there is a complete disconnection with his own emotions and feelings. Now, this is to give you an understanding if you're the man that's sexting or the woman that's receiving those sex messages, what's really going on behaviourally, what's underneath what's not working. If you, the woman in this sexting relationship, have a declaration of your feelings, yes, if you've been sexting in a relationship for, say, 2-3 months, and this person makes you feel amazing and wonderful and high in that short period of where they're coming in and it's good, but it is, remember, a sex relationship online through texting. If you are declaring how much you love him, how much you care for him, and you can't wait to see him, and you're really expressing all of those outward gushy feelings, this will actually have a detrimental effect. I want to actually honour the picture. The picture credit is to Hannah Walker. I was looking for a picture that really depicted a horse bolting, and I thought that this one really showed a horse bolting. And the reason I wanted to show this is when you are declaring your feelings after being in a sexting relationship for 2-3 months, maybe 4 months, maybe 6 months, it depends how impatient you are to see them and to actually have a more full-fledged real relationship in the physical world. If you start declaring your emotions and feelings towards this person, it's a bit like you've had sex online in a texting relationship. So you've really given everything, and he doesn't have to see you to get anything more because he has everything that he wants. And it's a bit like declaring your emotions and feelings when the horse has bolted. The horse is gone, you've given him everything, so there's nothing left for him to want or need from you. And this is very key in a sexting relationship, that if you are there 6 months, a year later, he's not going to want to see you, because if he's still been in this sexting reality where he's not seeing you, there is a challenge for the man to want to see you because there is no requirement. The horse has bolted. He's got everything he needs, and you're left, if you are the woman, struggling with what next. When he's pulling away, it could be that he's struggling with shame or guilt. And these two are very different, and they come from different places. If the guy is feeling guilt, it is because he is feeling guilty about the behavior, about what he did. And guilt is the saboteur of the sexual energy. So it's the saboteur of the second chakra, which is where the sexual energy resides. So if there is a feeling of guilt for the man, it is because he is not comfortable with the actions, the behavior. Now, shame belongs in a different place. Shame is from the heart chakra, and it's I feel. So it's that you feel versus that there is a guilt. And shame is very different from guilt, because it's I know I'm doing this versus I feel I'm doing this and I know it's wrong. So the guilt is when you've accepted that there's a wrongness in it, and the shame is the uncomfortableness of being in that experience internally. It's an internal experience. So shame and guilt are different, and at the same time they're looking at different behavioural experiences of the man that pulls away after sexting. Is he feeling insecure? Here's a quote from Luke Evans, who is a singer and an actor. And one of his famous films was Dracula Untold. So a very, very famous person who has the looks, as you can see. He has the charm. He has the money, the fame. He has everything that we're talking about. And he says, most men have an insecurity of some sort, but we're brought up to believe that we can't show them. And this is fundamentally key for the man, especially if he's in a situation where he has to show up, where he has to do the work and do good and make the money and create the fame. It could be that the person is taking over a family business. It could be that the person is the eldest sibling and feels a responsibility. There may be other siblings that are sisters. The men in particular, they are brought up in such a way, especially in our times, and it is a challenge for many men to feel that they can express any type of feeling or emotion at all. And so when they do feel any insecurity about what they can and can't do and what they feel they must do to live up to the expectations that they place upon themselves, and indeed what other people, their peers, their family, their siblings, their parents, what other people place upon them is quite a lot. And for some men, they find that a huge burden to carry. And so they just keep showing up, and anything that comes up from them emotionally gets pushed down. Now, bearing in mind, the emotions reside in the sexual chakra, which is the second chakra. It's called the sacral energy. And this is also where desire, pleasure, this is where your movement towards things that you enjoy, your spontaneity, your childlikeness, your fun. So the person that is feeling insecure and in the mind because they're in action orientated mode and in delivery, what happens to the person is that they are devoid of emotions and feelings to the point that they're living in their mind. And so then it kind of makes sense that they are sexting because everything else goes on in their mind. They're not feeling anymore. Everything is a doing. They're not being anymore. Everything is an action or an inaction. And the insecurities and emotions and feelings and thoughts that they may feel get pushed down. This person is suffering. This person is struggling with life, and this person is doing whatever they can. Luke Evans has everything, and yet he can come up with a quote that talks about insecurities. I would honestly say it doesn't matter how much money, fame, fortune, or success that you have, how much charm, looks you have. It doesn't matter. The insecurities that men feel are known and they're told by wide and many men's groups. There is now a lot more men's groups talking about their insecurities in forums because this is a known phenomenon and a known discomfort for many men that feel they cannot and should not show their insecurities or their feelings and emotions, and they feel that they have to just live up to what they think they should be and what they think that other people expect of them. This, I feel, is very sad, and it takes us back into why do they pull away? Because they're feeling insecure. They're feeling insecure about being in any relationship at all, and the first relationship is self. It's not with anybody else. There is an insecurity about being in a relationship with themselves. Which leads me very nicely into our final quote by Germany Kent. Only you can make the decision for what you believe your worth is. and that will determine how you allow people to treat you. If you are at the end of this sexting relationship as a woman, you have to decide whether this is right for you. This is right for the man because it's the only way that he can express himself. Is it right for you as the woman? And indeed, is it right for the man? Because what I'm portraying here is that there is an imbalance. There is a lack of emotional integrity. This is a journey for the man to move from head to heart. This is a journey of healing for the man to move out of the mind and the stress that keeps him awake at night and to move into the heart where he begins to feel again. Why is he hiding from the feelings and emotions? That's another topic for another day. Thank you for your attention and your interest. Please subscribe to USA Global TV and Radio. You can find all of my Talking Heads episodes and all the other Talking Heads episodes under the playlist Talking Heads. You will find all my Talking Heads episodes under my name, Caroline Heward. Please do reach out to me if I may be of assistance or service to you. You can contact me on nomorestress@live.co.uk, or you can call on +44 if you're international, 07523 120 189. I offer a free consultation on Zoom, Skype, audio, video, or indeed just by call if you're camera shy. I look forward to helping you. This is a very wide topic and not something that can be covered in the short space of time. I've only looked at a few aspects, and I trust this is helpful to you in going forward, either as the man or the woman in this sexting relationship. Namaste.